Alright guys, welcome back to our brand new Fortnite video, and in today's video I will be going over the best weapon attachments you need to have going forward. So if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you like, you comment and subscribe. Use my supporter creator code MARI in the Fortnite item shop. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. Okay guys, so the first thing first, I'm going to be explaining each and every weapon attachments you need. So we're going to hop into this map right here. Let me show you guys. So I have mentioned this map before in the past. You're going to head to aim, edit and piece maps. You're going to select that. You're going to go on private, then you're going to start. Okay, so when you guys load into the map, as usual, as I said, you guys can also use this map to test out all the guns, 1v1 your friends, your edits if you're a builder, your piece control and free build. So this is a very good map you can use to not only do like aim and movement and stuff, but you can do other stuff as well. So I feel like this map is like the entire package in one, for movement, awareness, aim, building, zero builds, peaks, everything about that. This is the map you need to use. Okay, so we're going to be heading to aim, the aim section, right? Then you're gonna come over here and then you're gonna select your favorite weapons to use. If you don't see your weapons right here, for some reason, you can go over here to guns, as I said, and when you go over to guns, you're gonna see almost everything that's in the game. So you're gonna be seeing shotguns, ARs, so I don't know what some of these stuff even are. Yeah, so you got every selection you need. So if you don't see your weapons in the first section, you can come to this section and then select your weapons. Now I'm gonna head back to the aim section. So once you have selected your weapons, I'm gonna go over, firstly I'm gonna go over AR attachments, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna select a brand new AR that has no attachments, right? So it's literally clean. Now I'm gonna go over to this mod bench right here and then explain to you guys the attachments you need, why you need them, and how you can use them to your advantage, right? So when you go to a mod bench, the first thing you have are the scopes. Now for scopes, I would say that's self-preference, right? Because some people like the red eye, some people like the hollow, some people like the, I've never seen someone use a sniper scope on an AR. I would not recommend that. But yeah, so it's mostly the thermal, hollow and the red eye side. That's the most three common sights you're gonna see on an AR. Now my personal favorite would be the thermal scope. So when you go to a mod bench, you're gonna equip the thermal scope, right? Now the advantage that comes with the thermal scope is that if people are in bushes, you can literally scope into the bush and see like a outline of the enemy, right? You just see like the red outline of the enemy. You can turn it on and off. You can set a keybind to see it. Now if someone is in a bush, you can 9 times out of 10 see like a red outline, rather than if you're using a hollow scope. So if you use a hollow scope and then you look on the enemy, you wouldn't see any outline. So my recommendation would be for you to use a thermal scope. It is very good to use. It is good like mid-range to long range. So it's very good to use on sights, right? And because it has the, what's it called, it has the thermal like outline of the enemy. So it has the red outline of the enemy. It also makes your eyes adjust to the enemy even more, so it overall improves your aim, right? It overall improves your aim while you're tracking the enemy. So I would recommend the thermal scope if you haven't, if you're not already using it. For the magazine, me personally, and my recommendation would be for you to use a speed mag, because if you use a speed mag, obviously it's gonna reload faster, but if you remove the speed mag, right, and you shoot, it's gonna take way longer to reload, right? So My recommendation for the magazine would be the speed mag. Always use a speed mag, because in fights you need to always be quick, and you need to always be consistent, right? So you need to make sure you're like hitting shots consistently, reloading your weapons at the most fastest speed you can, because you never know that can help you. Okay. Now for under barrel, my favorite would be the vertical foregrip, because it improves aim down sights, recoil, and spread. Some people use laser because it increases the hip fire accuracy, but if you use this, it is going to reduce the ADS recoil and the spread of the bullets. So that means, as you guys know, the weapon has bullet drop, so whenever you are ADSing in and you're like shooting, it's gonna reduce the recoil when you aim down sights, or when you're like hip firing, there's gonna be more recoil, right? But whenever time you're like ADSing, it's gonna be more consistent, the recoil and the spread. There's gonna be, if you use the laser, there's gonna be a lot more bullet spread and bullet drops if you use the that is why it is more accurate when you use the laser, because it controls the bullet drop, right? Rather than the vertical foregrip, it improves the spread, right? So for example, the bullets will land more on your enemy, right? Rather than the laser. The only thing that the laser does, if you have a laser, you don't need a scope, because the laser is going to make it perfectly accurate, right? So if you look right there, okay, then if we get a laser, we shoot, see, perfectly accurate, the bullets go straight. So if I switch, you can see the difference that I'm talking about. You can literally see the spread. Okay, now always use this, but if you prefer to use a laser, you can use a laser, but me personally, I use this because of the grip. In tournaments, I use the suppressor because this is what it says: reduces the muzzle flash and dampens audio. When you're in a tournament, you need to be what would I say? You need to be if it depends on how you play, right? But me personally, I like to use the suppressor because there's no audio when you shoot, or if you use the audio visuals, you won't see any shots being fired. So it literally dampens the audio to where you can't hear anything basically. And if you use a 3D headphone, which you can enable in the settings, you will literally hear no shots being fired if you use the 3D headphones, right? Me personally, I use the suppressor on my AR. So this is the full loadout for the AR. So again, thermal scope, speed mag, vertical foregrip, and the suppressor. Okay, for shotguns, the gatekeeper, you don't need a scope on the gatekeeper. I don't know why you would need a scope on their shotgun. For the gatekeeper, you're gonna always need a drum mag, because if you don't use a drum mag, you're gonna only have 3 shots in your bullet in your magazine. If you reload, there's gonna be 2 extra shots, right? So you can deal more damage. You can deal more damage in a short period of time, right? Because you already know 3 bullets does a lot of damage, right? But when you have 5, you can literally do so much with 5 bullets. I promise you, like, you're gonna end your fights very quickly, because the shotgun does a lot of damage. This gatekeeper does a lot of damage. For underbarrel, you're gonna use the laser. Now for the shotguns, you always use the lasers, because shotguns, you're going to mostly be hit firing, right? You're barely going to be ADSing with a shotgun, right? Sometimes I use the vertical foregrip because it makes the bullet spread more tighter, which overall does more damage. But you want to make sure your shotgun shots are more accurately, so I would use the laser. Right. For the barrel, you can use a muzzle brake, which reduces the recoil, so it makes it more stable when you're shooting the gatekeeper, right? So I'm gonna go over our next shotgun, which is the So the new shotgun that's in the game, right? So the Sovereign, it's basically the same thing, right? So for the, you don't need a sight, obviously. You can't equip any magazine on this shotgun. Same thing, you're going to need a laser. Always use a laser on your shotguns. And for barrel, you don't really need any of these. But to make your shots more stable, you can use the muzzle brake, right? Because it's gonna make your shots more stable. There's not gonna be any recoil on your gun. Now, for the guys that love to use the hammer pump, I want to show you guys the loadout for the hammer pump. So you guys will build scope. As I said before, you don't need a scope on your shotgun. For the magazine, you can use the speed mag because that increases the rate at which you reload your weapon. Now, if this was the meta wherein we use nitro, if you use the speed mag with the nitro effect, you're going to literally, it's like instant reload, basically instant full reload. But that meta is gone, so I'm not going to talk about that. So you use the speed mag on the magazine. For the underbarrel, again, you need a laser, and for the barrel, you use the muzzle brake, right? Use the muzzle brake to stable your shot. Now for SMGs, okay, let me do the AUG because this is in the game. So I want to do the AUG. Okay, so for the AUG, I personally use the hollow sight, but you guys can use a thermal scope, as I said before. The thermal scope is a great scope for ARs, but me personally, I like to use the hollow scope. I think it's because of the bullet drops that's on this weapon. The bullet drops is very insane on this weapon. So me personally, I like to use this scope. But you guys, I recommend you guys use the thermal, because as I said, you can literally, there's so much advantages that comes with the thermal scope, right? For the magazine, you always use a speed mag. As I said, you need that rapid reload when you're in fight. Under barrel, you use the vertical foregrip. But if you want to make the bullets totally accurate when you hit fire, you can use a laser. So you can literally make it. It's gonna be like the burst SMG, right? It's gonna be somewhat perfectly accurate. What I would recommend, as I said, the vertical foregrip, because it makes it more stable when you ADS, right? For the barrel, you guys can use the suppressor again, right? Because as you know, you're gonna be silent, no one can hear you shooting, right? Okay. Now again, one more thing, if you guys are struggling with the recoil on the AUG, I would recommend using the recoil, the muzzle brake, right? So you get basically no recoil. But if you guys have decent aim, you can use the suppressor, right? Now, which other weapon? Okay, so for the Monarch pistol, the scope, I recommend using the hollow scope. For the magazine, you guys can use the jump mag. Why not the speed mag? Because the Monarch pistol reloads fast. It reloads, let me see the reload time. So the reload time is 2.4. So that's actually fast for a pistol. 2.4 seconds is actually fast. So I recommend using the jump mag. Also because this pistol does a lot of damage. So with you having more shots in the barrel, makes it even better, right? And as I said, it's a pistol, it's gonna reload fast. For the underbarrel, laser, made more shots more accurate. And for the barrel, you use a suppressor, right? So you're going to be silent, you're going to have perfect shots. Yeah. Now for the rapid fire SMG, now this gun has a lot of recoil, like a lot of recoil. I'm not gonna kid you. So for the sights on SMGs, I would recommend the hollow scopes on the SMGs. Because for this specific SMG, I wouldn't recommend the thermal, because as I said, it has a lot of recoil, like a lot. So you need to stick to a scope that you can literally handle the recoil, because the thermal has a more zoomed in effect than the hollow, right? The magazine speed mag, you always want to use a speed mag on your SMGs. For the underbarrel, for this you're going to use because it has a lot of recoil, you're going to need the vertical foregrip and a suppressor. So the vertical foregrip also reduces recoil, right? And for this specific SMG, I don't really ADS in unless the person is like at a distant range. But this SMG does a lot of damage close range when you also fire, so you can use it at a close range and get that speed mag. So you do a lot of damage in a short period of time. And me personally, I don't ADS in while using this SMG unless the person is like medium to long distance range. And it's gonna be terrible because the person is far, which means it's an SMG. It's not gonna be like an AR, right? SMG is mostly like close range. So yeah, I would recommend this SMG for close range fighting. Okay, so for pistols, you want to use the hollow scope. For magazine, you can use the jump mag. As I said, pistols normally tend to reload faster, so you don't really need a speed mag. I would go for the jump mag. The underbarrel laser make those shots accurate, and for the barrel you can use a muzzle brake, right? So when your ADS in, you can see how the pistol jumps a lot, right? But because you have the laser, it's gonna be totally accurate, somewhat totally accurate, right? As you can see, it jumps a lot. Now if you use a suppressor on a pistol, it's gonna have a lot more jumping effect. As you guys can see, it's very unstable, right? So and the recoil, you can see that the pistol is just going up, keeps going up. Now when I equip the muzzle brake, you can see it's just stable, right? It's more stable. Alright, so if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do like, comment and subscribe. I hope you guys did learn something from this video. If you guys are still struggling in zero bills, go back and watch my previous videos, or you can reach out to me. You can add me up, you can add me on Discord. Just click the link in the description below. Join my Discord. You can message me if you want coaching as well for zero bills. You can let me know. But with that being and as well, make sure you guys do use my creator code Mari in the item shop. You type Mari, search, and you're going to be supporting me. With that being said, it's me, your boy Mari. Until next time, I love you guys, and I'm out.